Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those that don't know me, my name is Naza and I'm a YouTuber based in the United States and I'm originally from Nigeria. Yes. Okay. For those that just for those that are back again, thank you for coming back. And please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and don't forget to keep watching and watch all the links. I'm gonna leave them in my description box to all the other videos that I have so you don't have to go far. Anyways, let's dive into this video. This one is interesting. Let's go. Let's go. So guys, today's video I'm going to be talking about the time my professor switched my grade from a C to an A after almost 2 years. God is good. Anyways, let me tell you the story. So I had this class. It was a psychology class, developmental psych, 300 level class that I was taking. Now, before I took this class, I've heard all the terrible things you could ever hear about a professor. And this professor was actually like on some sort of probation. So he was just like returning back from probation, and I heard he was still failing people a lot. And he's not exactly the youngest person I know. He looks like he's almost 80 or even about thereabout. But he was that age and everything. So I was wondering how classes were going to be. So let me give you guys a run back just so you know. Do you guys know that when I was taking this class, I had a night job. So my job ran from I think 12 midnight till 8 a.m. the next morning, and this class was by 9 a.m. So literally I had 1 hour to take a shower or do whatever I wanted to do before class. You know how impossible that is, guys. When sometimes, honestly, I'm going to be honest here, some classes you can actually skip it and follow it up online or whatever. This one I couldn't dare it because this guy was not even the friendliest person in the first place. I've already heard all these bad things about him. Developmental psych wasn't exactly an easy class, so I couldn't even skip. Like, even if I was walking like a half dead or zombie, I had to show up to class. So because I already went to this class with the mindset that I have to be on my A game, I can't let my job, mess anything up. Like, if I mess anything up, it's on me. That was like my motto. I'd go to class and we were just like 7 because people were really running away from taking this class with this guy. Do you know that this guy he was mean? I won't even lie. I'm testifying to this. He was not the nicest teacher to me when I took that class. And it was just different for me because he was very old. And I promise you, he used to walk like he was about to fall down the next minute. I don't know, but that was just it. And he would do this thing where he would ask a question in class. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this. He'd ask a question in class and he would point it at me. And I answered the question like, good. And he would ask the next person. And the person would probably repeat what I'd said or said something very similar to what I said. And he would, respond to that person. So it started making me feel very bad and inferior because I'm like, I just said the same thing this person said and he made me feel like I didn't just say anything. And it was not nice. It was hard. When I take this class, every time I went to class, my heart was beating fast. Literally, that was what was happening every time I went to class. Guys, I managed to keep an A throughout the first 8 weeks. That was still midterm. After midterm, I managed to keep my A. Now listen, this is where the story starts. As at the 15th week, or let me say 13th week, I knew that I had a final paper for this class. Term paper, scientific paper and everything. I was doing, I think, children development and like little kids between ages 4 to 12 or 8 to 12. I can't remember exactly. And before this class, I've taken citation classes, I've taken research classes, I've taken technical writing. So my writing skills were as good as perfect, not a joke. But so I started this on time just because I know this guy, and honestly, I didn't want any trouble with this guy. Guys, I went to his office, say 2 weeks before this thing was due, and I showed it to him. I said, okay, this is what I have so far, blah blah blah. He was pretty impressed, and he's like, ah, it looks good. But he told me to change out the picture. So you know how you do like tables and pie and whatever demo statistics, any figure statistics that you put, you have to cite it. You can put table one, figure one, and you do the source and whatever. So I did all of that, and then he said I plagiarized it. So I told him that I didn't plagiarize that. He said anything that's not my stuff can't be taken out of the internet. I'm like, so why is it there? I didn't say anything. So I went back to my room. I adjusted everything in the paper. I cross checked back with that thing, to know if it's permittable to do that, because I needed the figure. And then I recited it. I did everything, and everything was good. So I went back to him, say 3 days before this thing, before the final exam. And he said, okay, that's fine. I said, okay, I'll bring this on the day of exam. And he said, that's fine. Not knowing that I was supposed to submit this thing the night before the final day of the class, final exam. And the fact that he knew that my paper was ready like weeks before and everything. So literally the next day, which was the day of the final exam, right before the exam, I met a friend of mine and I was like, do you have your paper done? And because she was my partner in the class for the most part. And she's like, oh, I turned it in last night. And I was like, maybe some people just like doing their stuff, everything. And then she's like, yeah, it was due last night. And I was like, how was it due last night? I didn't get any, how I got notifications when something is due. You see it on your dashboard. But I'm serious. She's like, oh, he said it in class. And I was like, I was in class. Why didn't I hear that? So I was positive that, okay, I didn't change anything anyway. I had this paper ready. So I emailed this guy right away. And I said, oh, hey, doctor, I am done with my paper. I thought I was meant to bring it in on the last day of finals, like I told you, and blah, but I've actually just done this in again, and I'm going to call my hard copy during the exam. And of course, my email didn't get replied. Anyways, the day of the exam, which was that day, I went, took the exam. It was great and good, thank God. And I came back to my room feeling great. The next day, guys, the next day, I checked my grade book. So let me tell you this. My finals was out of 90, and I think I had probably an 85-ish thereabout. And this paper was out of 200. Guys, guys, you know what I had? 8. Like 8 out of 200. I wanted to faint. I wanted to just die. Literally, I went from 100, because I was actually on a perfect score before the exams or anything. I went from 100 to a 60 overnight. I thought it was a joke. And honestly, like say 2 days later was graduation, or even the day, I think it was the day, next day was graduation. So I knew nobody, he wasn't going to be around to, reply my emails. And the next day after graduation, he responded and he said, first off, for submitting my homework, one day after was minus 100. And for plagiarizing the figure that's another point gone. And then the 8 marks is, I don't know, for writing my name, because I don't know what it was for. There's no cry. I didn't cry. I was devastated. And I emailed him and I said, I didn't plagiarize this paper. I had these things done. Like, why you act all brand new on me right now? I really thought we were getting somewhere and everything. Oh my God, I felt so terrible. He gave me a few zeros in places that I turned in stuff. And when I hammered on that, he went and remarked the stuff that he gave me zeros on. And he said, well, this only pushed your grade from a 60 to a 67. So that means you're still on a C, which is technically supposed to even be a D itself. But for some weird reason, he said it was a C. Great, it's a C. Great. I went home. I told my mom, like, I really complained. And she's like, teachers always right. In her words, not like they're always right, but she's like, you don't want to really fight this person because it could backfire back on you and stuff. But I was not happy, like I was on A for sleeping 16 weeks, and then overnight you drop me not even to a B, like to a whole C. Do you know what that did to my GPA? Like that shattered my GPA. That shattered my GPA. So I beefed this guy for the long. Every time I saw him, like there's nothing I won't say in my mind. Sometimes, God forgive me, I'll be like, why is this guy still alive? Like, why are you still here? That was how terrible I felt about him. Now fast forward to my very last. So this happened in my junior year, if you guys know, yeah. Now in my senior year, my last semester, I took this class, neuroscience, 400 psych class, with another psych professor. Now their offices are like right beside each other. So every time I'm going to see her, I look into his office and I just like give some good attitude and be like, this guy, I see some bad words in my mind, but I keep going anyways. So this day I really, really needed to see this professor. She wasn't there. That's my neuroscience professor. And I turned back and he looked and said, oh, she stepped out of the office. She'll be back in 1 hour. And I was like, okay, thanks. And then I left and I was like, no, I'm going to meet this man and tell him that he gave me a C when I needed an A. Like I was really, and I was like, going and I was like, oh, Chinaza, wait. Are you just really going to enter your professor's office and say you gave me a C instead of an A? Like, are you really going to do that? And I was really standing like right just almost near the door of his office and I was like, should I not? Okay, what am I going to say? I'll be like, hey, I was thinking, and I don't know what happened, but I found myself in his office. And I said, hey, I'm Chinaza and I took developmental psych with you a few semesters back. I don't know if you still remember me. And then he goes, obviously you did not remember me. And I said, I have a complaint. And he said, what is it? I said, well, I'm trying to get into that, and my grade is dropped because of this class and I need it because it's a prerequisite. I really don't need this class. And he's like, what did I give you? And I said, you gave me a C and I was on an A throughout the semester, but you said something was wrong with my final project. And he says, well, you know what? Drop your name and everything and the name of the class and come back in like some 4 days and I'll set up an appointment with you and I will go through and check again. And I was like, okay, maybe. Thank you. So I went back to my room. I dug out from my old laptop, my emails, that final paper because it was really a long time ago. So I found it. I printed it out and I was ready. So that day I walked into his office. Jesus. I walked into his office ready to hear the worst or probably go home disappointed. But my God does not fail me, people. This man looked at me and he said, what did you say I gave you? And I said, you gave me a C. And he says, that's weird because in my grade book here, I have an A for you. Hey, I didn't want to jinx it though. I pretended like that is what it was supposed to be. And I was like, oh yeah. Literally, when my mind I was like, hey, yeah, like, I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Literally, guys. And then he's like, yeah, well, I'm going to talk to the I don't know what he called it. I think the registrar and everything, and they're going to fix your grade back together for you. And Mumu, and so that's like Mumu. And I was like, yeah, because you said that I didn't. He's like, it doesn't matter what I said before. You have an A here, and I'm going to give you an A. I was like, thank you. In my mind, I was like, God, let him not change his mind. Like, I hope you not remember me. Like, I don't even know what, guys. My excitement was on another level. Anyways, yeah, so he changed the grade. They changed the grade back, and my GPA went back to sweet. It was looking good, I think. But guys, I was in shock. Like, I couldn't even tell anybody this thing till it happened because I was like, I'm not jinxing my chance. Like, because this does not happen on a normal day. Like, I was never going to jinx my chance with anybody. So I didn't tell anybody anything until this was done. And I was like, guys, you just know what happened. I told my mom, and she was like, wow, because she remembered like I complained about this when it happened initially. God, every time I say that guy, I'll be like, if someone says he's bad, I'll be like, well, he's not that bad after all. Anyway, guys, this is the end of my story. So, if you have that class that you feel like they gave you a grade you did not deserve, don't be afraid to walk into your professor's office and ask for I don't know what you do something, but try your luck. Who knows? Anyways, that was my own little story. Anyways, if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with more story times for you guys. Well, bye bye.